On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submit for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? On the Pimp My Setup episode number 155. Recorded live on November 15, 2016. And fun fact of the day, today is Tom's birthday. If you don't know, there he is. Tom is the one that sits there and he zooms in on all the photos and he's changing all the shots. And he's also my brother. So go to Twitter at ThomasPhilly, tweet him and say happy birthday. And if you're not on Twitter, drop a comment down below and tell him happy birthday. So yeah, let's get into these setups. We have 9 to go through. So this first one of the day submitted by Jack. Jack is 15. He uses his PC and uses for PC and console gaming. The way I worded that was a little tricky. But yeah, so basically he sits down and he's like, I'm either going to grind on my PS4 or I'm going to play some PC games. Boom. Done. That's it. And I mean, when you look at that setup, that's exactly what you think of, you know, the way he's got everything set up so neatly and to the point. Like if you look at, he's got his games off to the left on like a nice little holder with his controllers on top, which I think is probably one of the coolest things I've seen for a console. And then, you know, his PS4 is tucked in on the side to the right of his PC case, which by the way, the PC, you can, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I think that PC case is cool. And one thing that I really liked was that the LEDs are set to sort of an orangish tone, not 100% orange because it's probably hard to get that in the LEDs, but I like that it matched, and I really wanted to see it sort of, you know, follow suit in the rest of the setup, maybe with like things on the wall and whatnot to follow that theme. That's really one of the only things that ruined his score. I mean, everything else is great. Think about usability, think about all those different factors, and he did a great job with it. So I really like what he's going for here, but I think it's simple to say that between just a smidget of cable management and a little bit of theme, then he'd have a great score. But without those things done, I think it's lacking just a bit. But he still, I believe, got like a 90 or something because really, category by category, he did an awesome job. And I like seeing people do different kind of color themes. I mean, there's only so many colors in the world that you can get, you know, accessories matching that exact color. So I like to see a little bit more orange, really follow through with it and make it yours. But nonetheless, I think he did a great job. And yeah, just fix those cables a little bit. I know what you're going for, but it you know, you could see a little bit drooping down. I'm sure if we had a little bit of an undershot, it wouldn't be the best thing ever. But it is interesting, and I think actually painting the wall would make the setup pop a little bit more because doesn't it look like an off-white?
Yeah, but it looks fine. I mean, if you had
it looks fine,
like wallpaper or something like that. Like
yeah, it looks fine, but the desk being pure white, especially with white molding, I don't know, it just kind of clashes. But again, nitpicking, great setup, great score, and that's it for Jack. Not much to say for a simple setup like that. But this setup submitted by Edward, who's also 15, and he's a gamer interested in photography and music. And honestly, looking at this, I think the first thing everybody's eyes go to is that brick wallpaper. Very medieval. It's like he's like inside of a castle or something. So thought that was interesting, kind of overkill. I mean, it's cool, but I do think it's a bit much. And I think the reason I came to that opinion is because if you look at the right side, it's it's like just empty. You would expect honestly like a piece of furniture or something to be there, and I think filling that up more would make the wallpaper not be as over the top. And I think by doing that, it'll make the whole room will just look a lot nicer because you don't like when things are just wide open and empty. I mean, sometimes it works, but in this scenario, not. Especially when the shelf is like a good like 6 feet higher than it needs to be. So I like what he's going for. It's very compact. There's a lot of stuff on there, but I don't think it's awful. Maybe split it up between 2 shelves. You know, one that goes a little bit lower and then one that stays at that height. I don't know. I think that's sort of like with the shelf there, it's just, I don't know, it's too high, and between having not a lot of things in the room, it's a bit crazy, especially because there's so much on it in comparison to having an empty room. You know what I mean? So get like Alex drawers or something to the right side if you want, just something like that. It'll help, you know. Now the desk itself, we can see it. It's a surfboard. It's definitely warping, and I think having like, you know, old ass displays with bezels fatter than your mom, those TVs weigh, God, a solid like 30, 40 pounds. No, not really. But really though, I mean, that, if you zoom all the way out, Tom, that's like, you can't tell me you don't see that warp. Like that, that's a smiley face in the making. So I definitely think that needs to be fixed. Now, the other thing with it is, really, honestly, I think the usability is kind of crap. Now, I understand in terms of, you know, symmetry and all those things. It's cool, and the idea of it's great. Think about sitting there, though. I don't think that's really the best use of what he has. So I don't think he made any mention of like picking up new displays or something. But I would maybe focus on having the laptop not necessarily as the primary, and then just having one nice display front and center. So your laptop's off to the left, but then you have a really nice display right in the middle. So I think that would be a lot nicer. Now, there are a lot of different things on the desk as well. Like you have the controllers and things like that. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit, tidy it up. And that's exactly what having an Alex drawer or just any kind of drawer, storage, anything like that is going to help with. Because right now it's like the only two shelving like tabletops that you have are filled to the max. So it's a bit overkill, and I definitely think storage is the main concern here. So work on that. But Edward, not that bad at all. You obviously have a lot of room, so a lot of people, that's usually their problem. So at least you have that. But now let's go to the next setup submitted by Joshua. Joshua is 17. He's an avid gamer, and he uses this setup strictly for gaming. And I like that. Now, it's a little weird, your legs in there. I don't know why people always do that. They're always like, scandalous. Yeah, that's just a little bit of the leg. But yeah, I think let's just kill the stone real quick. Let's go to the second photo and just talk about that real quick. You tried. I see some zip ties, but like, what part of you thought that was actually good? Like, okay, I'll give you props. It's better than having just a ton of cables going out. But I think PC placement, not ideal. I think the cable management itself, not the best it could be, especially considering, you know, you would think it'd be a lot easier to deal with having it all go in that one section. But I think, you know, you want to see the inside of the computer. Well, that's not the place to put it. I think it's got to go rotated off to the right or off to the left a little bit more, and that'll at least help you hide cables a bit more, and it will get it out of your way for your legs. But now, looking at the actual setup itself, someone said swap the monitors. Pretty sure he would rather have the BenQ as his primary if he's using this specifically, strictly for gaming. So the BenQ is going to have a better refresh rate, all those different things, and that's what he's going to prefer. And then, of course, he's got his Xbox One, super easy to have use for that. And, get a headset stand. We always talk about that. And, extend the mouse pad's always great. If not, all good. I think it's pretty cool. And then the posters are nice, odd spacing and things like that, but that's a nice Syndicate one. But yeah, I think it's like a nice, simple, straight to the point kind of setup. Not much to critique other than the cable management, placement of the PC, different things like headphone accessories and, little things like that. But for the most part, it's a nice, straightforward setup. And considering you use it strictly for gaming, I think it definitely gets the job done. So great job with that, Joshua. But now let's go on to one that's a little bit more lengthy, a little bit more to talk about, submitted by Trey, who's 14. And if you go to the next photo, you'll kind of get a full feel of this room. Really something crazy, especially for a 14-year-old. So his hobbies include drones, 3D printing, gaming, playing musical instruments, building Legos, and long walks on the beach. I added that last one. His YouTube channel is MASTRHIX. So basically Master Hicks without the E. And yeah, I think this is like insane. I think I was just talking about storage not that long ago, and now you look at this, and he's got storage. I mean, he's got a lot of different options there. So the thing is, first off, I mean, what even is in that? You probably open up, there's like one thing in each. He puts like a Tic Tac in it. He's like, I like this one. Yeah, which is understandable. I mean, he's 14. Unless he's selling cocaine, he needs to have like, okay, here are the little packets. Here's a little bit of, how much did you want? Okay, well, I got it right here. So I don't really know. He didn't explain what he was going for in each of those. Now, I will say that in his original photos, you could see even more of his room. And off to the left, he had even more Lego things that he had. Like, you could see it on top of the shelf there. He had tons of Lego things off to the left. So his updated photos, I wish he would have shown a little bit more. But he does have a 3D printer. That white thing dead center, that's a 3D printer. So I'm sure maybe he has some different accessories and things related to that in those storage bins. But, you know what they say, you can never have too much storage. Don't know who said that, but I'm sure someone has said that. I do think it's a little bit of like an odd layout against the wall where his computer is. I think everything else is fine, but like the double Alex thing that's white, like having the Alex storage units be white is a little bit offsetting for me. But I like how he's got everything kind of laid out. It's cool that the PC being there does make it feel a little bit more constricted, a little bit tighter, but nonetheless still pretty decent. The first photo at that, like right there, you could see his speakers. He did say they're not the best speakers ever and he wants to replace it, but I do think it's still in a terrible spot usability wise. So I'm sure when you get new speakers, you'll fix that. And the overall room itself, and yes, I'm pretty sure that's HTC Vive for someone that asked. So yeah, I mean, this kid's like obviously rolling in some cocaine money, but I think the overall usage is nice. I can tell you from the photo, the setup itself seems like a tight spot, and like I said, the PC makes it seem even smaller. But I have the same exact desk in my room. Obviously I have like the whole connecting pieces, but that corner piece actually goes very far back and is very breathable. So I can vouch for him there and say that, yeah, his room is probably just huge. And then the final things that I would really say is that the theme is lacking just a tad. You have these open walls especially right up above your PC. Utilize that. You have all these awesome figurines going all through. You have all the different things that you like, 3D printing and whatnot, but where's the rest? You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of figure that part out, sort of finish the setup itself. And, I will give somebody, whoever just said it, the placement of his mouse. Is this the same? Maybe it's not the Linmon. Why does it look smaller? I will say it looks smaller, but the way his mouse is, he really is off the corner of that desk. So maybe it's just a placement, but Tom can tell you. He's been in my room a million times.
It looks just like it. I mean, the only thing that could be different, I don't know if it has that side piece on it.
Yeah, so maybe it's not.
It might just be an ordinary desk. Maybe IKEA, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be, because the one I have is huge, Anyways, regardless of the fact, great setup for being 14. It's cool that you're into so many different things, and definitely keep doing that. So let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Dustyn, who's 15. A lot of 15-year-olds on today's episode. And he basically said, yo, dog, what's up, dude? I'm just straight chilling. Yeah, salud. And he wants to know what he can improve on. So first off, maybe taking better photos. Nah, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Okay, anyways. But really, it's hard for me to really paint the whole picture here. I don't even know. Let's see. What is this? This is Sun Devil football in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona Sun Devils.
Oh, my dogs. Yo, what up, Sun Devils? Anyways, yeah, so that's cool. A nice piece there, and I would assume that the flag sort of jacket coat thing to the left has some sort of affiliation with that, perhaps?
It
looks like kind of
like some flowers or something like that.
You don't know, Sun Devils. One second they're devils, the next second they're picking flowers out of the freaking garden, dude. Probably not. Yeah, I thought that was weird, and I can't really tell what's going on here, so I would like to figure that out. But my first thought was, oh, the storage bin's white. Wish it was freaking black,
The wall's white, though. Doesn't that match?
Well, Tom, not really, because I would assume that's a beige wall.
White.
Oh, that changes everything. Okay.
The green's white.
He gets 100. Yeah, he gets 100 now. He wins. But really, I mean, again, cable management here almost good. The leg part, though, work on that just a smidge. If you're gonna take the time to have it run up the leg, at least adhere it completely to the leg, so it's not like little bubbles popping off. Also, let's see, his headphones. I mean, that's cool. They fold up like turtles, but I'd like to see that also on a headphone hanger of sorts.
I wonder if the Xbox is plugged in.
He says that it is, and I don't know if that's like the new Xbox One S. It doesn't really look like it.
It can't be, because it probably didn't come out.
Well, it's not supposed to be on its side.
No, I mean, it probably didn't come out the time it took these pictures.
Yeah, but I've been emailing people for updated photos, so I don't remember how updated these are. Regardless, someone verify that. The new one you can put on its side, but the old one you can't, right? Not sure. Anyways, I do like the overall like simplicity of the setup. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a simple setup. There's not a lot to critique. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you want to move the headphones to the left just 3 inches, but not more than that, not less. Okay. Don't know what that kind of voice was, but yeah, I mean, what are you gonna? It's just he said he was going for like simplicity, so yeah. What are you gonna do about it? But yeah, Tom, how you doing? How's your birthday?
Great.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the next setup. Submitted by Noah. Noah is 16 and he loves to play first-person shooter games like Pac-Man. I made up the Pac-Man part. He was playing like CS:GO and stuff, but I think Pac-Man's a great first-person shooter that's not actually first-person or shooter. Well, not a shooter, but okay. Anyways, take a look at Noah's setup here. Very simple. Now, breaking it down category by category, he actually did great aside from a few things. Wire management, could we really say, I gave him, okay, I was fair. I gave him a 5. I usually give people anywhere from like a 7 to a 10 on most categories, but in this situation, I was kind of fair. Like, some of like the monitor cables are not touched at all. There was no attempt at all to manage those. But I do think from the other side, like the PC off to the right and all that stuff, I feel like is a little bit more managed. You know, there's a bucket that basically catches some of the cables, but I feel like he didn't do like a terrible job because that's really the only cables we're seeing. So not awful, but not great. Now everything else I think is pretty awesome. Usability, you sit there, it's all good. Everything's blacked out, like his Yeti, his headphones, all that. Accessories, you know, little things here and there that I would add, maybe headphone holder. Also, I haven't said this in a while, but how about how about you add some LEDs? You know what I'm saying, T? He knows what I'm saying.
What would be the best color LEDs for a blue wall? Like maybe some like
yellow,
some like light color, like
yeah, some white, just like straight up pure white. You know what I'm saying? So that would be nice. And then, yeah, I think the setup is simple. It's not really overwhelming, but he's got some cool stuff on it. And I think, honestly, what plays to your benefit the most is having a bright blue wall, because it's like, what else would you have done? If that was just a white wall, everything else would kind of look like elegant and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But with this, at least it's kind of like, bam, in your face. Guess what? My favorite color is green. Just kidding. It's blue. But, yeah, so interesting setup, but what do you, it's like cables, get rid of the bucket. I mean, someone to get a mini fridge to put on top of the Alex drawer to the left, that would be dope. But we don't know. Maybe Noah's on some sort of like not mini fridge kind of
cool stuff.
Yeah, maybe he's like, only room temperature or I'm not even interested. But I don't know. This is just another one of those setups. I don't really have too much to add.
Stuff on the wall is like really like not good, not placement.
I was gonna say something like that because I want to be a dick, but who really puts a magnetic board right behind your monitor?
Behind your monitor, it's not even like above it where you actually can use it to its full extent. It's like,
you know what's happening probably? The magnet board, right, is probably emitting magnetized waves through the air and is slowly killing his BenQ monitor.
Doesn't that like magnetic stuff?
Yeah, if you put a magnet onto your monitor, it will go, and then, you know, it goes all Samsung Note 7 on you. So how funny would that be? Like, over time, it actually just killed his monitor. Yeah, he's sitting there. It goes through his whole computer. It's anyways. All right. Let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Wesley, who's 17. He loves to edit videos and photography. His TV is used just for watching movies and TVs. And TV shows. That's what I meant. He's a casual gamer and he's going for the clean, minimalistic look. Okay. Wesley, my dog, you can't be going for minimalistic and have a setup that looks like this. Who you trying to fool, dog? Do I look dumb? Really though, TV, I get it. I know you were trying to say, you didn't want me to say it, but I'm still going to say it. You're like, but man, I don't use it for games. That's why it's so high. No, that doesn't. I don't care if you're watching games or you're playing games, watching movies, TV shows, whatever. The TV, especially for being the size of my pinky, is just way too high up. Tom's putting his pinky out to the screen. But yeah, I think that it's way too high up, like way too high up. I don't even care if you got a bed 7 miles away. It's way too high up, and it's way too small. So yeah, obviously I'm not making funny because it's small, but I'm saying like it's just too high up. Now everything else though, it's simple. You got the wire management that, you know, it's like, really the problem is that your cables are just way too short. You know, to look like it's being tugged on already, but it's not even like drooping down, that's when you know the cable is too short. So definitely need to get longer cables and get some wire mold figured out, put a signum, do those different steps. It's going to help. Off to the right where the PC is, I do give you props for keeping it sort of in one contained area, but I do think it needs to be kind of like, you know, you gotta, put it together a little bit. And also, why is the headphone holder so low? You like pick it up with your toe and like toss it on your head or something? Yeah, I guess it's good, but like, I don't know. It's just, don't you want to show off your headphones too? Whatever. Really though, simplicity, the California Republic thing, gotta go. I don't like it, but I never even understood what that was. It's like a clothing thing, isn't it? Or it's like actually, maybe I'm just an asshole. Yeah, maybe he's from California. I don't know. I'm just gonna get made fun of for that. But yeah, I think it's I don't know. It's really not. It's just okay. You know, Wesley. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just okay. But you know, whatever, Wesley. Wait, is his chair like an old ass kitchen chair?
Yeah, it looks like a diamond.
Oh man, that looks like a pirate's chair, dude. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, you gotta get yourself a new chair, dude. Damn. Anyways, all right, let's go to the next setup submitted by Caleb. Caleb is 15. He has a YouTube channel called Uncle Utters. So yeah, wow, a lot of 15-year-olds with a lot of weird things going on in their life. So Uncle Utters here, he's all right. Yeah, I mean the first photo is like, oh, and then you go to the next photo and like, oh, he hides it with the chair a little bit, and it's like, okay, that's nice, that's good. But yeah, I mean, looking at the first photo again, the cable management is horrendous. And it's sad because it's really not that many cables. It's like actually insanely easy to deal with. And that's the beauty of having a signum. You put that to the other side of the desk, you lay that power strip in there, and the only thing you're going to see is that one cable coming out of the outlet up into the signum. That's it. Keeps it nice and simple. Now, the other thing about this, I mean, it's not a PC setup, it's not a laptop setup, it's a gaming setup primarily on his Xbox One, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that because he did a great job. Look at all his accessories, look at the theme and the far back shot. I mean, it's nice. Yeah, the shelves, like the shadow box kind of crate things up on top are very high up and like sort of in a weird spot. It would have been nicer if it was lower. But aside from that, like all the different things that are in it look nice. I think there are 3 problems, 7 problems. I don't know. We got, okay, the wall is just so yellow, and it could be your white balance, but I don't think it is because everything else looks right. I think it's just like yellow to the extreme. I would definitely be like, yo, mama, dada, let me clean this, let me paint it again. And then you paint it and you're good. That's one thing that needs to be done. Now, the next thing you need to do is get yourself a new desk, because I'm pretty sure every desk looked like that, you know, 8, 9, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of your things that you need to kind of get rid of. The desk works, but I just feel like it looks so old school. So I definitely...
The part is that the legs used to be straight.
It used to be, but now it's getting low. Can you imagine the desk like dancing up now like, oh yeah, okay. But yeah, someone even said in the chat that like ladder shelf to the right is really nice. It's really cool. And he's got a lot of cool stuff on it. He's got, really, really nice things. So I like it. I think this, for being 15 and only having an Xbox One, this is an awesome place to hang out. But breaking it down category by category, you need to work on a few things. Wire management, brighten that room up a little bit and take it to the next level. But yo, Caleb, you do what you gotta do, Uncle Utters. It kind of creeps me out that his name is Uncle Utters. Yeah, do you, boo-boo? But, all right, let's do the final set of the day, submitted by David, who's 19. And David is a student studying at UCLA. And that's all we know about him, but I can make a assumption here that he likes tacos. No, I'm kidding. He likes anime. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Would you say so, Tom?
Where do you see that?
Yeah, where do I see that? I don't know. I think it's just something about it. I don't know the whole sort of... I'm not going to lie. I don't know the whole sort of... mumbo jumbo when it comes to anime. Never really been into it. I think if anything, I like Yu-Gi-Oh. Is that considered anime? Back in the day, I was like all about that anime. But yeah, not my cup of tea to have like these little figurine girl things. But you know, it's if that's what you're into, man, that's what it's all about. Yeah, the chat's kind of freaking out. Hopefully there's nothing bad being shown because they're saying some things. Anyways, I mean, I'm going to pretend for me being able to understand this out a little bit better, I'm going to replace all the anime stuff with, let's say, Giants stuff. He's got all the Giants photos and he's got different figure. Like, look at the Odell one. You see that one with the one-handed catch from the Cowboys game? I like it. Now I love it. No, really though. I think, first off, it's a very interesting idea of having the photos framed like that and just like a whole consecutive double row of them, which is really cool. So I like it. That must have taken a while to make sure they're all like perfectly spaced out and placed and would be centered from your monitor. So really great job there. Usability in terms of the setup, if I'm blocking everything else out, which I'm doing on my screen right now. Yeah, I mean, you got the ultra wide, you got your peripherals, soundbar, things like that. Boom, simple, done, easy. What is there to complain about? You know what I'm saying? The cable coming out of that monitor makes me kind of want to punch you in the throat, only because everything else is so clean. And then you literally have like the two little parts of the wire coming out. Like, you couldn't just take a second and put that behind the monitor arm and put the other part, push it up a little bit. Like, that's it. That's that. You know what I'm saying? But I think everything else is so clean. Looking around at the PC section, all the books and movies or whatever, so clean, so nice. I really like it. Someone actually, Logo Pogo 9 in chat just said he's got great personality. It's just weird. Get it? Because it's like, you know, if you're not into it, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being into, you know, anime stuff. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea. So I like to look past that. And in terms of everything, the figurines, all that, usability, accessories, great job, David. Really perfecto. Just wish you cared a little bit to hide those cables and little things here and there. But overall, nice and nice. Now let's go to scores. You ready for the scores, Tom? All right, we got Jack with a 90, Edward with an 82, Joshua with an 84, Trey with an 86, Dustyn with a 76, Noah with an 80, Wesley with the 66, Caleb with an 82, and David with a 90. Now, yeah, you know, wire management, I was like, slash that for David. You know, I think, accessories, I took 2 points off. And then, you know, Jack tied up. And the funny part is Jack, for David there, he doesn't have too much to really add on and fix. Jack, though, has a lot he can do in theme, which will bump him up very close to 100. So let me know, who do you think win one? I also tried to make it tied because I want to see, are you pro Jack or pro David? Let me know by dropping a comment down below. That's it for this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 155, recorded live on November 15, 2016. My name's Wesley. You can find me on Twitter at Philly. Don't forget to say happy birthday to Thomas Philly on Twitter and just drop in the comment section down below. That's going to do it. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.